Hi everyone, my name's Michelle. This is December the 6th and I think I've probably already started this film about 6 times. How is everybody doing? I've left it a bit late to film tonight, but I'm going for it anyway. I've got loads of stuff to show you. I've got a finish. I have got a lot of charts to show you. They've just kind of all come in at once. Ones that I'd ordered, ones that I've now printed off. So I'm just going to show you them all in one big go. And I've got the normal advents as well, plus 2 previous finishes from this year just gone. So as always, we're going to start off with the Home for Captured Children. So number 6, no, that's 16. There's number 6 there. Oh, it's quite a big window, this one. We have got our first sight of the big man himself, Father Christmas, with a small child attempting to smother him. I think. Yes, there we go. Fabulous, the first sight of Father Christmas in the Advent calendar. Over there, over there. Right, I'm going to show you my finish. I am going to show you my finish. Are you ready? There he is. There he is, my little Christmas hippo. So I don't know why, I was finishing him off last night. Now he hasn't got a back on him, so he's probably a little bit see-through. There he is. I was finishing him off last night and I just decided that I wanted him to have like a little green hat. So I decided to go for green. Now obviously I probably should have gone for red. Having had this, we could have been matching. But when I'd stitched the rest of him, the colours seemed much better. I think I needed to have that big, darker expanse. And then I've used one of the buttons that came with the Patchwork Rabbit Advent calendar, because I sent a quick message through to Patchwork Rabbit to ask whether the buttons were for a particular thing, and they're not. They're not for anything in particular. So if you're using any of these buttons, or you fancy using any of these buttons for anything you're stitching on at the moment, then go for it, because they're not for anything in particular. So I just liked the fact that he's got a little peppermint bauble on his hat. And I just finished it off with a little ribbon. Bows are not my strong point. A couple of little tiny jingle bells, which I think were on something that Christina from Whilst Iris Naps sent me a couple of years ago, and a little 2022 charm. I haven't put a back on him yet, hence why the back is somewhat of a gob stitch, I would call it, around, but I'll get there with that. But he's lovely. I really like him. Really like his little green outfit. I just thought green suited the hippo. Maybe I'll do another one in red. We'll see. So there he is. There's my finish. While we're talking about finishes, I'm going to show you my previous finishes for this year, and they are 2 that are framed. Now we use the term framed in the loosest sense of the word, okay? They have a frame around them. They are stretched and they have a frame around them. They are not secured into the frame as yet. I don't know why, but getting backboard seems to be the most difficult thing about framing, using vintage frames. So this is Susanna Eccles, and I finished her this year. I can't remember at what point this year. I can't remember, but she is stitched on 30 count Weeks Dye Works Mocha Cocoa. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember whether it's Mocha or Cocoa. I want to say Cocoa now, actually. I'll have a look at the chart. Using DMC and some overdyes. But she is a chart that I charted myself from the Antique, and she's lovely. She's been really, really popular. She's available in my Etsy store should you wish to go and buy her. Okay, and the second one I'm going to show you is also in a frame of sorts. Now this is by Northumberland Sampler House by Anita. This is called Caroline Scott 1821, and she is also in a frame. She leans up against the wall most of the time, so it doesn't matter too much, but I do need to get her onto my sampler wall. And use the cool 4 colours, except for the dog. I changed the little dog from a black dog to a Dalmatian. I loved this. This is one of my favourite samplers of all time. In fact, Northumberland Sampler House have got another one out at the moment, which is really beautiful. So I'll put a picture of it up there. So if you're in the market for a new sampler, and when are we not, do take a look at that one. It's beautiful. Right, let's have a look at this number 6. I wore that perfume to school today. It was really nice from yesterday. What have we got? Oh, another Philip Kingsley bodybuilding conditioner. So we've now got a shampoo and a conditioner. Marvellous. Like I said, they will probably end up with my mum. Just because, like I said before, body is not something that I generally need in my hair. Right. Before I get on to showing you this stack of charts, which includes my Jingle Ball purchases, I just wanted to mention that Katie Jones was the winner of the fabric for the Year in the Woods competition, and I meant to mention it at the time and I completely forgot. Is that I'm going to contact the other 2 ladies that came that were in the wheel, because they all had 7 correct answers, and guys, I'm going to offer you a download from my Etsy store if you would like one, because I did feel that you all got 7 right. It was just down to the spin of a wheel in the end. But yeah, if there's a download that you'd like from my Etsy store, then you're more than welcome to it. I will contact you by email and I will offer that to you and send it to you if you would like it. Right, let's have a look at these. So these are, some of them are left over from Black Friday that I got in the Black Friday sale. Some of them have come in the post and the others are my purchases from the Jingle Ball. So I'll show you what I've got. This one is called Remember Me by Willow Hill Samplings, and it says, when this you see, remember me in your heart, in my heart you'll always be. And it's stitched in very pale thread, but I think I want to do it in, is it Gentle Art Ruby Slipper? It's got beautiful reds and sort of purples and blues, but all within the red tone. It's a beautiful floss. I really think that would look lovely. But then in the middle you've got this bird on a branch and a bee, and I don't know whether it needs a bit more colour than that. We shall see. But I've always really liked this one, and then it was on sale for Black Friday, so I picked it up. I also picked up this one. Now, I'm not entirely sure whose chart this is, because excuse me, what's written on the top I don't think is the name of the Etsy shop. So what I'll do is I'll put the name of the Etsy shop underneath. But I liked this one. I'm really drawn to things which are that kind of crossover between Halloween and Christmas. And I just like the idea that the witch is helping Father Christmas to stir that big jug of hot chocolate or tea or some nice hot spicy drink, and they're on a sleigh. I really like it. So I got that because that was also on a Black Friday sale. And then I picked up a couple of charts from Clouds Factory. Now, I actually had a voucher for these because a very long time ago I spotted something in one of their charts before it was released. They put out a, excuse me licking my fingers, they'd put out a preview of a chart that they were releasing, and I spotted a little error in it and I mentioned it to them, and she was grateful and she sent me a £10 or $10 voucher. And to be perfectly honest, I forgot all about it until, I don't know what made me think of it, something popped into my head, something reminded me. I thought, oh, I wonder if that voucher's still valid, and it was. So I've grabbed these before it ran out. So they were having a sale as well, so I got this one, Don't Make Me Poison Your Food, which I think would look great on a really good fabric, like a really kind of Halloween-y fabric. And there is an option, or there's a version showing you what it would look like on a darker fabric as well. So I like that. And then I've always liked their haunted house as well. I've done the Tiny Modernist haunted house, but I've always liked their haunted house too. Love the colours in that one. So I grabbed those two, no immediate plans to stitch them. I thought I'll get them before my voucher runs out. Right, I'm going to show you these couple, and then I'm going to have to nip back downstairs because there's a couple of things still on the printer, believe it or not. Now, I've loved this one ever since Helen D showed it, and I'm sure it was Helen D. It's this one of the Prairie Schoolers, the Red Sky at Night. It says, Red sky at night, sailor's delight, red sky in the morning, sailor take warning. So, sorry for the glare. It's called Weatherwise. And you've got that one as well, plus these couple of extra smalls. And then I must have been on a bit of a Prairie Schooler kick because I picked up another couple of the limited edition Prairie Schoolers. So I got this one, Must Be Santa, which is the 2009 edition, but you could obviously change the year to whatever you wanted. And this is the 2011 Coming to Town. And the other one that I picked up is one that I've been looking for a little while. It's not really freely available in the UK, but someone was selling a copy of it on eBay. So I grabbed Red Deer. I've wanted to do this for ages and ages. It's a massive, massive sampler. Lots of, well, I don't think it's actually that big, but it's really stitch heavy, really, really dense. Let's just have a quick look. It's by GGR. It is 264 by 260. So it's a fair size, but it's also hugely stitch heavy. Love, love, love. Right, I'm just going to pause you a second and go and get what's left on the printer. It's a good job I did go back down because one of the things that I'd left on the printer was the freebie. And it's this one, Grimm's Garden by Sassy Girl. Now I had to bring this and show it to you because of the number of people that have messaged me to tell me about it. I had seen it, but isn't it fabulous? Isn't it absolutely fabulous? People are so excited about this. Now you might remember Sassy Girl from the 2020 pandemic sampler, but she's done several other things since then, some of which have been freebies, some of which have been paid for samplers. There is a little caveat to this one. If you go onto her Instagram and read her post about this chart, what it says is that it is a freebie, but if you can, please pay it forward by making a little donation to @community.204. So this is all in the Instagram post. A Winnipeg non-profit organisation that arranges food, clothing and shelter for those in need in my community. They've been doing great things and your donations will help keep them going. So I actually printed out the Instagram post so that I could read out the information to you. So it says, if you email your receipt to her with a minimum donation of $5 Canadian before December the 31st, she's going to enter your name into a draw for the gift box shown in the last image, which was a kit basically for this. You get an entry for every £5 donation you make. So if you donate $20, you get 4 entries. So if anyone would like this, whoops, it is free, but there is an option to provide a donation to a specific charity if you are able to do that. To forgive the paper, I went and picked up a new ream of paper today, and I picked up recycled paper. Now there are lots of places that I am very, very delighted to use recycled paper. printing cross-stitch charts isn't one of them, I'm afraid. It's kind of grey and a bit floppy. But there we go. Right, now, all of these are my chart purchases from the Jingle Ball, and I can't wait to share them with you. So they're pretty much in order of my purchases, actually. So I started off with the blue flower, and I knew I wanted to get this one. So it's called Winter Quail, and I love the way that the scarf has been done. And I also love the fact that Puntini has designed some pins to go with this, and they're absolutely fabulous. So I can't wait to get my hands on some of those once I have finished stitching this. So I got that one from the blue flower. Now, the other one I got from the blue flower, from Janine McGowan, was this epic chart. Where is it? Where does it end? Where does it end? There. It ends there. This was a Jingle Ball exclusive, I believe. And it's called The 12 Dogs of Christmas. How cool is that? Love, love, love. Of course I'm going to have to stitch this one, but of course I'm going to have to change that one to a Dalmatian. No problem, it's got to be done. And I love the little dash in there, and these three all sitting around cup. They're just all brilliant. They're just all brilliant. I love this little one here. Can't wait to stitch those. They are stitched in a mixture of DMC, Weeks, Gentle Arts and Classic Colourworks. So brilliant threads for those. So that was my blue. That was my blue flower haul that nearly went all over the floor. Teresa Kogut. Now, as I said, you can never have too many Teresa Koguts. I picked out two. This first one, see the thing about this paper, it's too thin, even though it's supposed to be the same thickness as the normal paper. This is called Feed the Deer, which is the Jingle Ball exclusive. There we go. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Teresa Kogut's designs are just amazing. And then I picked up this one, which is called Deck the Halls, which I thought was an exclusive as well, but I'm not sure it is. It doesn't say it is. I love the colours of that dress. That kind of mustardy yellow. I really like it. So there was that one. And then I picked out three by Heartstring Samplery. Let me show you this one first. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this one because of the colours on the front. It is, let me just get this right. This is one of the, I think it's one of the charity ones that Beth does, and it's from a series she's done, Whip It Good, Hoop There It Is, Baby Got Back Stitch. This one is called Who Let the Frogs Out. Now I don't know how, oh, that's not too bad. So the design, it says Who Let the Frogs Out, and it's got all of these cool frogs around the outside in sort of like a mandala type design, but it's on a very bright green background. It's quite hard to pick out in amongst the background picture that she chose, but it's amazing, amazing. So I can't wait to stitch that. I love the colour of that fabric, but I might choose, I thought about a dark green on that. I thought that might look really cool. And then I chose this one, which is called Love and Joy, which has been out for a little while. And then the Jingle Ball exclusive from Beth was a companion piece to it, which is Sing We Joyous All Together, which I really liked as well. which I think would also look really nice in ruby slipper. I've got a bit of a thing about ruby slipper at the moment, so don't be surprised if you see me breaking out some ruby slipper. There we go. So that was my Jingle Ball haul, a Jingle Ball haul. And we've got one last thing to do. See what we can add to our little loop. Let's see what's in number 6. Another thread, and this time we have Classic Colourworks Sea Oats, which is like a really kind of soft, it's not that yellow, it's showing a bit yellow, like a caramelly straw pale loveliness colour. I can't even describe. There we go. So there's all of our packages so far. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Stay classy, Stitchers.